So now we'll specifically talk about the data lists. So they're just a series of inheritance of data points, which the data point parent just holds a timestamp. So this is always tracked anytime you add a new data point into the system. It's actually quietly taking the timestamp of when it was gathered. This is for later down the road where I can create like cool little maps of exactly line up all these points to where the player was at each position. And data list parent, which is not actually doing anything aside from just holding the inheritance for the data list parent, or numeric data list parent, which just has more virtual functions for display, min, max, and average, which I'm not using. I'll go more into that later. And then int data point, which inherits from data point parent, and int data list, which inherits from data list parent. So we have our integer data list, which is just a list of integer data points, and some inheritance along the way. So this is what everyone interacts with. The player score you saw was one of these guys. The user can tell it to display the min, max, current, average, or just get the current display value. You can interact with this all you want, and then here's the insert new data. But the vast majority of it is actually hidden from the user entirely. As a bunch of pointers for getting the constant time removal from the event list, has a lot of attributes that it's tracking at runtime so that getting the number of data points, the average value, the current value, and the current display value, so that the offloader thread, the saving thread, can dump values without affecting these numbers. And then I have has-created file just for formatting sakes. And we get in here, everything is mutex protected. So remember when we saw the player score when we did the insert new data, that's calling this function, where you create a new integer data point, you toss it into the list, and you update the stat values. Updating stat values is just where you say, hey data scraper, I added a new point, and just track all the sum, average, number of data points, current value, min value, max value. Scrape new data point, this is called by the engine if you register it for scraping. And save one data point to CSV. That's the file type I'm using because it looks like an Excel. It opens as an Excel, which is kind of nice. So you can scrape a single data point and then save everything to the CSV. Float data list is the exact same idea. The user can insert new data, add the display data, change it, and then a ton of hidden functions for interacting with the event lists and clearing everything up and tracking these values at runtime. Exact same idea. This really probably could have been, this whole hierarchy probably could have been templatized, but just for the sake of not having to deal with templates, I didn't, and I figure it might be for the best not to. Mutex protected, saving a single point, saving all data points, getters, setters, update stat values.